Natalie Cossey reporting for KGCS TV Newsmakers. We're here at JJ's Pizza with the owner, JJ Spurlin. How are you doing today, JJ?
Fantastic, thank you.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about JJ's? When was it established?
I actually had 10 college kids that we hand-selected, and we formed a committee and kind of went through it from there with my retired mom and dad and started JJ's Pizza. But on October 2011 actually is when that dream begun. And we'd wanted to do it for 1 year, and obviously now rolling on 3 years, that 1 year is come and gone. That's in the short how JJ started. It's unique because it's not just Missouri Southern criminal justice students where I'm from. It's students from every program across campus. We have arts and science students that work here. We have business students that work here. We have what used to be the tech, but it's now health sciences that work here. So every program is represented here, as well as education.
That's so great. So tell us a little bit about those employees. Are they excited to be in college and have a great job here at JJ's?
Well, it depends on the day. You know, it's sometimes it's at the end of the day, it's a job. You know, and this is a tough industry, as you see. You know, every day there's another place going out. So I run it, and we run it collectively. We run it like a job, so really it depends on the day. But I think being a part of Missouri Southern, and in the fact that they're here and employed and doing something with their college professor, at least one of the college professors out here, and a former vice president of the college, Dr. Spurlin, out here, they truly do enjoy it on most days.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. And so we know you have lunch specials. We know you have live music. So.
Sure. I mean, we have actually we do a lunch buffet Monday through Friday, and now we've actually started on a Sunday buffet too, and do a little bit of a higher end buffet on Sunday. And then on Friday nights we do acoustic entertainment. It's free acoustic entertainment. I bring local artists around, and they come and do acoustic sets out here for us for the families. Something a little lighter, you know what I'm saying, where you're not getting jammed out by some band, and do that. And then on Saturday nights we do karaoke. One of the unique things where we really kind of cut our niche and set us different apart is it's actually a family karaoke. So at 8 o'clock, you know, it's when the kids take stage, you know, and usually by 9:30 they're out of here, and the adults more take over. But it's a family-friendly karaoke bar, and that's kind of what we set it as, a family-style restaurant, you know, with a twist.
That's great. So Woodfire pizza and great times. So good times at JJ's. Need to encourage everyone to come out and join us here. Can you give us a shout out to your website or your Facebook page?
Sure. You can follow us at jjspizzajoplin.com. That's our website. And then you can also follow us on Facebook at JJ's Woodfire Pizza. And soon to come is Twitter as well.
Thank you so much for meeting with us today, JJ.
Thanks for coming out today.
All right. Back to you, Judy.
And welcome to the studio. I'm Judy Stiles, and thank you for joining us today. And we have JJ Spurlin joining us, as well as two of his employees, Ashley Horn and Courtney Breamer. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
And we saw at the beginning of the program introducing your pizza business and a little bit of what you do and how you do it. But let's backtrack a little bit for our audience. Tell us a little bit about yourself personally. You are, in fact, a Missouri Southern faculty member.
I am. I'm a Missouri Southern faculty member, actually. I've been here for 18 years now. Probably cut my teeth in child abuse investigations, and for DFS. I actually was a student here. I got my bachelor's degree here in criminal justice at Missouri Southern in 1990, and went to work for the state and investigating child abuse, and then went into asset protection after that, and advanced in my degrees, and eventually got back out here to the school I love, Missouri Southern. I've been out here for 18 years now.
So a Joplin area resident who continues to support the community.
I do. I truly believe in that.
Okay. So, and you are currently a faculty member teaching courses in asset management?
I do. I teach in asset management, which makes this JJ's Woodfire so important. I love it that I've always respected faculty and teachers that have actually done it and can tell about it. And one of the neat things in criminal justice is that we require 5 years experience in the background or the expertise that you're teaching in. And I think this gives it a little bit more merit in asset protection when I can really talk about protecting an asset.
So you're seeing it on a daily basis with the business and applying it in the classroom. And for the students' perspective, I know you were both employed there, but do you feel that this is also the educational, seeing how things you might learn about in the classroom, especially in your case, Ashley, in criminal justice, this is how it really works in the field?
Yeah, I've taken his asset protection class, and we had recently just opened up the business, and your main project for the class is to pick a business and like do the whole survey and find out where all the doors, fire exits, everything is. And my group actually chose JJ's, so we kind of helped him out there and did that for his business. And now he has like emergency evacuation plan and knows where everything is in the business.
And those are a lot of things people don't think about probably when they're thinking about I'm going to start a business. There's a lot of details behind the scenes, and that's one of those you have to put in play.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, you don't think about them kind of details, and you just kind of learn as you go, Yeah. Ashley hit on a good point too, and through that asset protection class, I mean, we've just completed 200 local businesses in a 70-mile radius where I teach students, and they do a collective class project where they actually go out and do a physical security audit for a business. Typically, we try to focus on mom and pop business in the area, and we just hit 200. I'm hitting 200 right now with my summer class complete, and so that's unique to us.
And that's really taking it beyond that textbook, but to getting out and seeing what it's like in the real world.
Absolutely.
As people say, the real world experience.
Yes.
And then Ashley, you were really then on the ground floor getting the business started.
Yeah.
And tying that together. And Courtney, tell me about your involvement. You are not a criminal justice major.
No, I'm a respiratory therapy major. We just started it, in 2011. We went in and cleaned it all and started this business brand new and completely changed it. Now it's a nice, family bar, and before it was, dirty and gross. People walked in there and just.
So you had to really evaluate what you had and how you can make it to what you want.
Yes, yeah.
And tying
it helps that, like, 'cause she originally was a criminal justice major, and like we have a lot of cops that come in and out of there, and like that we've all kind of got friends with, and it helps clean a lot of the people that used to kind of go in there out. Now it's a little more family oriented.
Clientele-wise, you have a different approach there as well. That was a big step, though, for anybody to start a business. Tell me, I'm curious from a faculty member's perspective, and your family obviously involved. Take that step and say, we're going to get into the business side of things.
I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit, as well as my father and my mother too, and do that. And it's something that I've always wanted to do. I don't know why, but I wanted to get it and scratch it off my bucket list. And that's why I said eventually this was only going to be a one-year plan, but it's still rolling, and it's been lucrative for some of them, much more than me. But it's just been a fantastic runaround. And so when I went to mom and dad, said I bought a business. That originally what had happened is I just bought the contents, and my idea was to go ahead and resell and after I liberated them of their contents and try to make some money off of the contents. And just for fun, I negotiated rent, which was cheap rent. It's laughable where we are. And the guy said yes. And it was just one of them series that
Pieces
just
started falling in place.
They did. Everybody kept saying yes. And then before you know it, when I picked out the 10 students that would work this with me and do that, it was just... I was overcome by fear at that point in time because there wasn't any of us that really knew what was going on. And collectively, I mean, when I don't say this loosely, when they were with me from the very beginning, when they helped making decisions and designs and everything else like that, they did. I mean, they did. We did it together. And
starting from scratch, I mean, even just the decor of the restaurant, the food being served, obviously your pizza, did you know what kind of pizza you were going to have going in?
We had a good idea. My mom was the cook at Macaulay when I was growing up through grade school and do that, and so it's her sauce. And my mom and dad have always been in cooks. I joke about my dad jokes about when he was out here. He started his first job when he was 16 years old as a pizza cook in Fort Dodge, Iowa at Vic's Pizza Palace, and now he's talks about the circle of life. He's one of my pizza cooks out there. He's the only male actually. We're 100% female employed, and that's kind of unique to us too, and do that. And my dad's more of a volunteer than he is an employee, and so he's completing the circle of life.
Retiring from university,
from the vice president of the college to cooking pizza at JJ's.
Right. But your opportunities from the employment perspective as well. I know a lot of students. Today we hear so much about students struggling with paying for school and trying to find a job while you go to school. Does this not only fit into your educational interests, but the financial aspect in helping out?
Yeah, I mean, they help work around your schedule a lot too. It helps a lot that most of us are college students. Like say, I'll take morning classes, Courtney will take like night classes, so then we kind of know. And we help each other out a lot. Like if you need a shift covered, there's a lot of us that we'll step in and take your shift for you, though, and you switch a shift or something like that.
Yeah, we're all kind of one big family too, so we always got each other's back.
She used the word family, and you've talked about family. It sounds like that's a key aspect we saw in the package or the story at the beginning about how you're trying to have the family atmosphere for people to come in.
I don't say it in jest. I mean, it's truly a family. I mean, when you get brought into our team, it's part of a family, you know, and that's how we've operated it, and probably why we've had so much success.
In the initial startup, did you find yourself needing to make adjustments as you went along and have suggestions from the students, the people who are part of the family, part of the team? Let's try this.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, from when we very first put the menu together for that, and what we needed to adjust and what we needed to tweak, and we're still tweaking. Part of me, I guess, part of my personality and my father's personality is we get bored easily if there isn't something to figure out, and this is an industry where there's always something to figure out. If you're not worried about a competitor or something else, you know, I mean, there's a constant figuring out and how you get better, how you solve things, and how you streamline things, and we're not even close there yet. But it's been fun figuring along the way, and yes, it's a constant.
So you continue to learn yourself. I mean, about running a business as you go along.
Absolutely.
It's a continuous lesson for everyone. Well, the word Woodfire, people are probably curious, you know, what do you mean by Woodfire pizza? So let's talk about that part of the business, you know, actually using wood to make the pizza. How does explain the process?
We have our big brick oven in the back, and it's from Italy, right? Yeah. And all we do, we throw wood in the back of the oven, light it on fire. It's all wood. There's no backup. So if we run out of wood, you know,
so
the fire's
a big
out.
Wood pile out there.
Yeah, a big wood pile. But yeah, that's how we cook it. So you get the smoky flavor and the crisp crust and.
It's nice.
Woodfire, yeah.
Yeah, we have a little old man who delivers wood for us, and he's good. He's 80 years old, and and we count on him. And every week we know he's gonna deliver in that. We burn 100% red oak, and hickory is what we use as our base, and do that. And Courtney's right. I mean, there is no gas backup. I mean, there's a lot of people that say wood oven, but truly what it is just gas in the back of a dome-styled oven. We're burning wood. I mean, it's 100% wood in the back there.
So do you have to come to work early to get the fire started? I mean, I know if people have had fireplaces in homes or, you know.
We do. We come in an hour early and we light the fire. Normally at night we stoke the fire up, you know, throw more wood in, shut the door. And in the morning it's just ashes, so we can just throw the wood right on and it bursts right up.
Ready to go again.
Yeah.
What about the heat of a wood fire? I mean, I know people have had fireplaces, or you can sit around a campfire, you can generate a lot of heat.
Yeah. We try to keep the oven between 530, 560, somewhere in there. Too hot, it'll, you know, make the crust really soggy and then the top burnt. So we try to stick between those.
Does that help you have a consistent cook time then for the pizza?
Yeah. Yeah. It's normally, depending on the prep time of each pizza, it normally cooks between 3 to 6 minutes. So it's relatively fast.
Fast turnaround for people to have that pizza. And you mentioned the sauce and your mom's background in cooking. There's so many varieties of pizza today. How do you say, you know, what are the choices that you can have? You mentioned pepperoni, but how do you narrow that down?
Well, not only we establish our niche in Woodfire, you know, it's everybody loves pepperoni. You can't go wrong with that. But not where I come from in Iowa. Actually, sauerkraut was a big popular one, and nobody had ever heard of that down here. And so when we have a sausage and sauerkraut pizza, I mean, it's not for everybody, but that's kind of unique. We also smoke a lot of meats and briskets and pork and do that. And so we're unique in that we have pulled pork pizzas and we have brisket pizzas. One of the ideal things about it, and my dad's always said this, and you don't short people on the buffet either. The same pizzas that we throw out on that buffet that people are eating for lunch is the same ones they're going to eat at nighttime. And so it's as quality meat, it's just as much cheese, it's just as much meat. There's no chincing. I mean, we're going to throw out 6 topping pizzas on the buffet, just like what we're going to do at nighttime. And so in the Dodge, where we do our own chili and our make a chili dog pizza and do that. And from the Farben, the cheeseburger pizza, which is a little bit more common down here. But there's been a lot that we'll try. There's been some that we've tried that didn't work out so well. It was good in theory, and then you put it together, and it just wasn't a great combination. You know? But the one thing that I think does set us apart is the fact that we we don't have a lot of variety, but the variety we have, we really focus on. And ain't the variety you're going to get across the street. I mean, we are unique that we're kind of hidden in the back, and people told us in the very beginning it's a recipe for disaster because, first of all, you're hidden. Second of all, there's Pizza Hut, there's Papa Murphy's, there's Domino's, there's Mr.
Up and down the street, there's lots
up and down
of
the street.
places, right?
We're surrounded by 6 of them. 3 of them are Fortune 500 companies, and we're a little bitty pizza place trying to make it in the back. And yet you go and look in our parking lot on any given day, and it still amazes me that that we be more packed in the location we're at than some of them places.
So it really kind of shows you that unique aspect, having something that someone else doesn't have. It's part of a lesson as well, I imagine, as you're looking at the inventory, trying to determine what can we do that's different, that makes us stand out.
Yeah.
And tying that together. Local, this time of year, of course, we're recording the program in the summertime. We have all the farmers markets and fruits and vegetables and so forth. Do you try to get local ingredients for the pizzas and as you're, creating these foods as well?
You'll see us out there. I mean, that's every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. We got a great relationship with Webb City's Farmers Market. They do a fantastic job, and I also hit Joplin's and in the area. But with the Webb City Farmers Market, it's just right there in our own backyard. And so every Tuesday and Friday and Saturday, you're going to find us there, and we're using their peppers, we're using their onions, we use their salad, we use their tomatoes. I mean, it's the freshest salad bar you can find. I mean, truly, I don't know any restaurant you're going to go into and we're actually going to cut up farm-raised tomatoes on it, do that, and farm fresh eggs and everything, and keep it as pure and clean and organic and as we possibly can,
So that's an aspect of the running the business, trying to look at those sources and having those supplies. I mean, it helps you probably keep an ear on the weather as well as you're hearing about what's happening with drought. It
absolutely does. It absolutely does.
But looking at the program and talking about asset management, Ashley, I'm curious, criminal justice, you've had a number of courses, and you're your senior year. Looking at all this all ties together, people sometimes in the community think, well, criminal justice, that's just, protecting, as you mentioned, police officers and so forth. They don't realize what goes on inside of businesses and trying to protect. Tell me how this ties into that type of interest.
I mean, we've had people that have come in kind of sketchy, and you kind of learn a lot, and it's a lot easier to read people and tell what kind of people they are. I mean, I've never personally said anything to him, but I mean, Jay just had to run someone out that was kind of harassing me a little bit, and I don't know, it's just stuff like that. I mean, I also work at Walgreens, and so I kind of deal with asset there too. So it's helped a lot just from him teaching me as a boss and professor and friend and everything. I've learned a lot about criminal justice aspects.
So you learn a lot about working with people.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
And observing people. What about the people skills that develop with the business? You're hiring students. A lot of students may not have experience working in a restaurant or in business. Is this something you've seen students develop as well? Is that people skill, communication?
Oh, absolutely. Courtney's a prime example if we look at that. I mean, Courtney wouldn't say boo to anybody. I mean, she was just one of the most bashful girls I'd ever met, and when we brought her in, a couple other people said, well, she's shy, and I don't know, will you think she make it? And not only she make it, I mean, she's an assistant manager for me now, and so she's definitely blossomed and doing that and learned a lot. And Courtney's great. Whereas Ashley was a mouth from the beginning, Ashley knew it, there was no doubt, but sure.
And Courtney, you're a respiratory therapy major, so you'll be working with patients and others in the future. So you see this tying into your future as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of nurses and stuff that come in during their breaks, and I get to talk with them and kind of get a feel of what they're going through already in the hospital, and kind of gives me an insight of what I'm going to be going through. And then the people skill, I'm going to have to talk to people a lot.
Right, you're going to meet these people as patients that you've never met before, but you're there to work with them and tie them together. Well, you have students working, and you have a set group of students. Obviously, you have students who will be graduating. So you see this as a progressive thing that you.
It's sad. I mean, it's come, and that's what's happened. And inevitably they're all going to graduate too. And you get such a core built group up, and that's the sad part. And sure, they network out at my place, and they get jobs, and they go and they advance, and I know it's coming to an end, and for me, that's sad. It's also refreshing. Means I get to start new with somebody else in a new core group and what have you, and that's what happens. But ideally, it's not perfect, because once you get somebody as good as what I have here, right there, you'd like to hold on to them, and you think they'd like to be around, as you'd like to have them around as long as you're around. And that's just not the reality of it. The reality is they grow up, and they get big, they graduate, and the only good part is there's always new people to step in.
Right. I think a lot of areas from campus can echo that. Different departments, you train them in that specialty, And then by the time they really grasp what they have, it's time to graduate
I
and
know.
leave.
That's it.
And move on from there. So, well, how do you share, talk to other students on campus? I mean, obviously, you're wearing shirts that help promote the business, but if somebody asks, what do you do? Does that help, promote as well, Woodfire Pizza and your job and how it's helping you as students, beyond just, talking on shows like this?
Yeah, it does a lot. Like, actually, a lot of people know of JJ, even if they don't have him in class. I mean, kind of stands out a little bit in class. Everyone knows him, and like a lot of people that I tell I work there, they're like, "Oh, I want to work there so badly." And I'm like, "We're kind of full," but I mean, eventually, we've been hiring some people on that have asked about us, like Brooke and a new girl, Amber, too. Like they both kind of think wanted to really bad. It's a fun environment, it really is. But I mean, you're still there to get work done. So
really, then you have employees who are promoting at Missouri Southern. It helps your business, the kind of a circle, as you say, coming back around.
Well, it is. I believe in a certain degree of reciprocity and do that. And I love Missouri Southern. It comes first, and ultimately it's my job to do that. But anything that Southern can do to help me and is also in reciprocity I do to help Southern, and I truly believe in it, And let me say this too, Judy, I carry that all the way into the community. I really try to get other people involved. I try to get other restaurants involved. I just got a text here. That's what interrupted us from Buffalo Wild Wings. They want to do something together, and it's just if it's a collective part and everybody's helping everybody and do that, I truly do it. From getting the market, from the farmers involved, to the little woodman involved, to the neighbors involved, to the insurance lady next door involved, to everybody. I mean, that's ideally what I like to do.
Kind of build that community, that sense of community.
And another unique part about me, and not to brag or nothing, but everything that I've earned, I put back into the community too. In this job, I don't need JJ's Woodfire. I need Missouri Southern. But I'm starting to come to the end of Missouri Southern. I don't have long before I actually retire at Missouri Southern. But that being said, I've put my money where everybody's mouth is what I say,
right.
and I've donated it back into that and to the soccer programs and the youth programs and people that work back at DFS and what have you, and trying to make sure that it all works that way too.
Well, I know a lot of businesses, you see, the need to support those youth programs, or whether it's sports or, different activities and so forth. So in terms of general words of recommendation to other people in the community who might have local businesses, is to give back to the community, that, help when that little league knocks on the door.
Absolutely. And I understand a lot of people that have businesses, they're surviving in their businesses, all they have, and they don't have a lot of extra money to do that. The fact that we have that as a luxury it's fortunate for us. I don't hold it against anybody because they can't help out various people in the community, and I understand how that happens. But the fact that we can and we are able to do it means a lot. And if you don't have the community on your side, you really don't have a restaurant anyway. At the end of the day,
you need to have that type of recognition by the community. Absolutely. And the support from them. The part of business ventures, a lot of people have that hesitation at the beginning to get started. You obviously had a team that really helped you not only get started, but to make it a success. Would you say, that teamwork was a key to success at the beginning?
Absolutely. Teamwork and a mom and dad who had just retired also at the perfect time to help you out, and I couldn't have did it. I mean, it's just the amount of panic and everything else. I've been in a lot of stressful situations, but when that reality kicked in, I mean, I don't like to fail in anything I do. But being a fish out of water, the only restaurant experience I had, I was a dish boy at Red Lobster when I was 16, and it was the most miserable job I'd ever had in my entire life. It was just miserable. You know what I'm saying? That was it. That was my restaurant experience. So not knowing, going in the great unknown, I mean, there was people that helped me out. In fact, Woody's Woodfire Pizza, actually, another Woodfire place, we're both Macaulay boys. He actually came over and said, "Pete, I got an oven now," and do that, and said, "What do I do?" He showed us how to cook and gave us a thing and gave us some advice. And so it's once again that collective effort and doing it, it's what helped us out a lot.
And really working together. Well, if someone were to ask each of you, what do you enjoy the most about being involved with Woodfire Pizza and JJ's, and what would you say? What's the one thing that stands out in your mind?
Well, Courtney mentioned the family thing, but I mean, we have a lot of regulars that we'll see every day. Like, we have this one man that brings his grandson in every Friday, and like Courtney will take him back in the back and like help him cook his own little pizza. Like, we just have a lot of regulars that we really enjoy getting to see, and we have like first name basis, see him outside of the business and get to say hi to him. And we just all gotten really close with.
So family not only within the business, but the people who are customers becoming part of your family as well.
Yeah.
And Courtney?
We made a lot of long-term friends too. Like Ashley said, the regulars, you're also friends with them too. You'd hang out outside of work, and Probably my favorite thing is just getting to do it, I guess. Be the best part. You get to talk to everybody, talk to people every day, and do something you like to do. And it's not a stressful situation. There are some times where it's stressful, but most of the part it's pretty fun.
So it's really true that if you have a job that you like, it makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, yes.
And JJ, what about you? What do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy working with the kids. I enjoy working with my parents, and I enjoy, having a successful operation, just that it works. I enjoy solving the problems that come along in the daily grind of having a business, and learning new things and meeting new people. Ultimately, I love it.
And your goals? You've mentioned it's gone longer than you initially thought it would. Dream that you still be here 3 years later.
I'm going to keep going as long as I'm having fun. I mean, that's my goals, and as long as we're doing something, I think we're giving back to the community and what have you. Ultimately, for long-term goals, we haven't thought that far because I didn't think it was ever going to go this long.
This long already, right?
I brought some great pictures too.
Okay, well, I know we have some pictures that we haven't really looked at. If we can look at some of those briefly as we're talking here at the end, we have talk about family and people together. And
Yep. Sylvia and Dilo, he's a regular. He helped out a lot going there too. Tony, a cook, you can see him back there at the oven. There's our little prep area. It's hot back there. Here's Tyler. He's one of the great ones that we just lost. He went to Kansas City. He's trying to be a police officer up there.
So they leave school and they leave your business, right?
There's the nachos. They look delicious. I'm getting hunger pains right now. So I'm looking at them. They do that. And obviously other students that
so we're seeing some of the many people who are working there.
And there's me up on the scoreboard. I don't know why that picture came there, but we can barely see it.
Showing your support. Right.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Beautiful scoreboard we got there.
So a lot of ways that people
Coach,
can...
hi, Coach.
Coach, yeah. All right, well, before we run out of time, while we're watching the pictures, let's remind people where you're at. We haven't necessarily given the exact location we saw at the beginning, but tell us how they can find you.
We're at 1612 South Madison. It's where Range Line turns into Madison, and do that. And us and Subway share a building and do that. I guess...
if people remember where Mays Drug used to be, that's
it. If you remember where Mays Drug used to be, we're right in that parking lot behind it. And that's how you find us.
So we're just on that edge of Joplin and Webb City, and
right there on that edge,
and tying that together. And you're open 7 days a week? Or?
We're open. We're now open 7 days a week. We're open at from 11 to 2. We do a buffet Monday through Friday. Now we started a buffet on Sunday, and we go till 10 p.m. through Thursday, and we go till 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and then we close at about 3 o'clock on Sunday. And then when NFL football comes around again, it goes, we usually stay open till about 6 p.m.
People watch the game on Sunday.
People watch the game on Sunday. Yeah.
Right. Well, I'd like to thank the three of you for being here today and sharing your story and how Missouri Southern, through you, is reaching out to the community, and the community's giving back as well.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I'd like to thank the viewers for joining us this week on Newsmakers. I'm Judy Stiles. Hope you can join me again next week at the same time on this station. We'll see you then.